But while we're talking about performative caring, Greta Thunberg has been deported from Israel in economy class, the humanity, oh dear. And Douglas, President Donald Trump wants her to consider anger management classes.
She's a strange person. She's a young, angry person. I don't know if it's real anger. It's hard to believe, actually, but I saw what happened. Anger management. I think she has to go to an anger management class. That's my primary recommendation for her.
But Greta remains a heroine to many, including to this far-left activist in Australia. She's an influencer who recently, Douglas, gave an address at the National Press Club.
Raising awareness, drawing attention to, and growing media coverage for this genocide that Israel is perpetrating against Palestinians is not Instagram activism or social media selfies. Let's talk about the fact that raising awareness is not weakness and that it's not performative.
Douglas, what's your response to that? Is that heroism? Is she using her privilege for good, as that activist claims?
Well, first of all, I mean, I've never been a fan of Greta Thunberg. I wasn't a fan of hers even when she was effectively created as a construct to make people make it basically impossible to oppose her, because you remember she was this school truant from Sweden, and not only was she a child, but she was also autistic or something. So you couldn't criticize her, or everyone said, why are you beating up on the autistic girl child who simply wants to wreck all of our economies? And like, why would you say anything negative about her? And of course, it was a total political stunt. She clearly just sort of created in more than one ways by her parents to sort of be this weapon against fossil fuels and so on. I mean, she knew nothing about that. She knew nothing about energy costs or fossil fuel extraction or anything else. I mean, she just left school early to be demonstrably even more ignorant than she would have been. And then through some weird part of her autism, perhaps, she moved from loving the green movement to loving the green movement of Hamas. So she's, as I've often said, she's color consistent at any rate. They talk about a genocide, which is not going on. But as we now know from this, yes, obviously performative piece of activism, where they turned up with a boat full of Instagrammers and less aid than Israel gets in every other hour in normal times. There's this performative thing of trying to land in Gaza. I mean, in a way, I was sorry that she didn't land, because it would have been interesting to see the welcome that Hamas might have given her. But of course, what we know about Greta Thunberg and this is her unbelievable ignorance of the conflict that she was actually trying to sail into this time. The reports are that when the Israelis boarded the ship, took them safely to port in, I think, in Ash Dod, and they were trying to show the activists the footage that Hamas took themselves on October the 7th of their enormous pride in raping and butchering Israeli women and others. And Greta Thunberg and co apparently turned their faces away because they didn't want to see the reality that started this war, certainly this phase of the war. They didn't want to see it. So once again, all these people who are about raising awareness and so on, they will literally turn their faces away from reality if it doesn't fit their bigoted, blinkered picture and idea of it.
And she was asked about that once she got off the plane, Douglas, and she, I think, referred to the footage as propaganda, and she wasn't going to watch that propaganda. I mean, it really is quite incredible because, as you know, you've seen that footage, I've seen that footage. It comes mainly from Hamas. They're the ones who filmed it, and it's work they're very proud of. So for her not to even have a look at what started this war just shows you where she's at.